Hello friends, today we are going to discuss a very important topic. I travel to several places and I get to hear this question. While investing, do we really need advice? Is advice really important? Yes, of course. But the question is, do we need an advisor? Because we believe in today's era, where there is explosion of information and revolution in communication, there is no communication, no information. Thought or advice which is far from you. It is right at your fingertips, in your smartphone. In such a scenario, do we really need a financial advisor? If yes, then how to choose one? We will definitely discuss on how to select an advisor, but on some other day. Today we will understand the importance of an advisor and what is the need of an advisor, and how does he help us in investing and give us the right guidance. Friends, I am going to present a slide to you and it pertains to America. Why have I taken it from America? Because in India, we have a history of mutual funds of just about 30 years. It has been 25, 28 or say 30 years at the most, barring one mutual fund which was earlier a government enterprise, and it has a history of 50 years approximately. But in America, mutual funds started about 100 years back, and the first mutual fund started in 1924. In America, half the population invests in mutual funds. Hence, I am giving you America's reference. Dalbar Associates is a research firm in America which studied the returns earned by mutual fund investors from their investments. An extremely dangerous picture emerges here. If you observe carefully, friends, I'm calling it, Are You a Successful Investor? This slide in itself has findings of nearly 20 years. When you see the year 1999, it means it covers the returns from 20 years back. That is 1980 to 1999. That means a time span of 20 years, right? Green column shows returns of S&P 500 and red column shows returns earned by investors. If you see the first period, that is 1980 to 1999, S&P 500 has given returns of 17% approximately, and the investors have earned just 9 to 9.5% in the same market during that period. This trend is continuing from 1999, 2001, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way till 2013 as per the slide. In each scenario, you can observe that the investors are not able to earn returns which are earned by the underlying index during that same period of investment. Now there is one more slide, and it's from India. In India, we don't have this type of research, but I will explain it to you in a different way. This data is from CRISIL, and it shows the performance of various diversified equity mutual funds in India. If you observe carefully, this CRISIL AMFI Equity Fund Performance Index says if you invested Rs 1,000 in April 1997, then it grows on to become close to Rs 50,000 in December 2017. This means it increases 50 times. This is the overall average of all diversified equity funds. Isn't this amazing? But the sad part of this story is that only 2% investors earn such kind of returns. Rest of the investors don't complete this journey. What is the problem in doing so? We had discussed earlier too about these things. It is fear, greed, jealousy, envy and so on. These feelings are such that they invariably make us commit some or the other mistake in investing. Who can save us from these mistakes? This is where an advisor can play an important role. There is a very big myth or misbelief in our minds that we believe an advisor's job is to recommend good schemes and give good tips to us. This is not his job. This job can be done very well by TV. Even newspapers and magazines can do this job of recommending best schemes. Often what investors search for is the best investment scheme to invest in, since they have the surplus money and want to invest it. I'm going to share a very interesting point here on the need of an advisor. Whether an advisor is really needed or not, we humans are always driven by our emotions and affected by emotions. I had read somewhere about this, and hence I want to present it in front of you. American Medical Association's Code of Medical Ethics Opinion 8.19 advises its member doctors, physicians generally should not treat themselves or members of their immediate families. Try to understand what they say. The American Medical Association advises its member doctors to not get involved in treatment of self or immediate family members. So that means a father should not perform surgery for his son and vice versa. Why is that so? Does he forget to perform surgery? No, he doesn't. When you have to perform it on yourself or your family members, you too tend to get emotionally affected. And once emotions play on your mind, you tend to get distracted. And once you are distracted, the chances of taking wrong decisions increase. So who is an advisor, friends? Advisor is the one who saves us from ourselves. Several successful economists worldwide believe that in investing, your biggest enemy is you yourself. Nobody else can cause loss greater than what you can cause to yourself. Because when somebody else causes loss to you, you will retaliate. But when you yourself cause loss to yourself, you can't even make out. I want to tell you one thing clearly. If investments were easy, then everyone in the world would have been successful. Most of the investors don't become successful because investing appears very simple and straightforward, friends. But in reality, it is not so, since it involves emotions. Emotions decide your moves. I will try and explain this concept with the help of a story. The problem is that many investors believe that a financial advisor is not required because newspapers, TV, magazines, and other such media provide a lot of information. And on the basis of this information, one can easily manage money. Can we really manage our money on our own? Let's try and understand with the help of a story. Often while investing, we try and predict the market. Can we really predict the market? We can't. The ups and downs of the market are very much similar to the ups and downs of life. Let me show you a slide from America yet again. Because markets in India have a history of just 35 years, whereas this data is about 70 to 80 years old. Since last 80 years, if you observe Dow Jones carefully, every time it has risen higher, there is also a downfall in the same market. This means there will always be ups and downs in the market. And when there are ups and downs, how does it affect us? I want to share a couple of stories here. Jigme Tenzing Norgay is a famous mountaineer who is Tenzing Norgay's son. I met and asked him once what exactly is a mountaineer. He instantly answered, mountaineers are advisors for people who climb mountains. Then I asked him, is it not possible to climb a mountain without your advice? Do we necessarily need a Sherpa or a mountaineer to climb Everest? He replied, no, you can also climb Everest without a Sherpa. I checked with him if anyone has done like that. He confirmed around 2% climbers are such that they have conquered Everest without the help of a Sherpa. Then I questioned him, what is the need of a Sherpa? He stayed silent for a couple of minutes and then replied, when you are standing under the mountain, you are the king. It's your wish to climb the mountain or not, but once you climb the mountain, you lose control of your wish. You have to get down, you cannot stay there. And the challenging part is getting down from a mountain. If 100 people died while conquering the Everest, around 76 of them succumbed on their way down from the Everest. Yes, friends, 76% people die while coming down. Climbing the mountain is difficult, but coming down is even more difficult. Everybody earns returns in a rising market, but most of the people are unable to earn returns in a volatile market. And when do most of the investors get dashed? When the market falls. In a rising market, even donkeys run, and donkeys run faster than horses. It is only in a falling market that you understand who was a donkey and who was a horse. Markets are always going to be volatile. What exactly was the point that Jigme Tenzing Norgay was trying to convey? That point was applicable to even Yudhishthir. There was an incident in Mahabharata wherein Duryodhan invited Yudhishthir to play the game of dice. It's a play of gamble. Duryodhan challenged Yudhishthir to play. Yudhishthir knew that Duryodhan was not very good at this play, and he considered himself to be an expert and successful player. He was quite fond of playing the game of gambling. Perhaps Yudhishthir's one of the few weaknesses was that he used to play the game of gambling. He thought a lot about accepting his invitation. When you are considering investing, what comes to your mind? Market will go up or market will go down, or I don't know whether it will go up or down. These three feelings come to your mind. If you get a feeling that the market will go down, you will not invest. If you have a feeling that you are not certain, then you will wait. And if you have this feeling in mind that the market will rise, then you will invest in the market. So when Duryodhan invited Yudhishthir, he too faced three questions. Should I play the game or not play the game? And if he is uncertain, he will not be able to take a decision. If he was certain that he would lose, then he would not play. He believed he would definitely win if he played. Friends, this is called overconfidence bias. Yudhishthir believed that he was one of the better players of gambling, and that is why he does not have to fear and he can play fearlessly. And so, he accepts the invitation, friends. Look at the interesting thing here. You invested in anticipation of rise in the market, and the market falls after you invest because you can't predict. Yudhishthir too could not predict. He thought he would win, but he started losing. And what happened when he started losing? When you face a situation for which you are not at all prepared and you least expected it, then you tend to get stressed. And in stress, decisions go wrong. You would have seen a gambler. As he keeps on losing, his stress level goes up. When the gambler is losing the game, he should ideally quit the game. But he does not do so. Instead, he increases the deal size because he is stressed, and stress leads to wrong decisions. Wrong decision is to increase the challenge, increase the bet you are playing. Yudhishthir also did the same thing. Yudhishthir is known as Dharmraj, an epitome of truth, and he is someone who never made mistakes. Yet he makes such a big blunder, commits a sin of putting his wife at stake in the game of gambling. It's beyond imagination that Yudhishthir would do such a thing. Why did he do so? Because he was not prepared. Friends, he was stressed. How did he make such a big blunder? Because he was overconfident and considered himself great. He made a big mistake, which Duryodhan didn't make. Since he didn't know to play, he took Shakuni, his advisor, along with him. Whether he is good or bad is secondary. Important point is that he took his advisor along with him. And Yudhishthir went ahead to play the game without his advisor. Imagine, friends, had Krishna been there, the advisor to the Pandavas, would such a scenario of Draupadi being at stake emerge? Friends, Mahabharata would have not occurred. We are the creatures of habit. Habit is difficult to give up. After putting his wife on stake, after losing his brothers and wife, after losing his kingdom, yet again after a year, he starts playing the game of gamble. You know that he plays again, makes the same mistake again, because old habits die hard. He loses again, and this time again, he does not take Krishna's help. After stumbling twice, he is able to understand. At the time of war, Arjun requested Krishna to be Pandava's advisor. Krishna gave him two options and said, either take me or my army. I will be unarmed and I will not fight in the war. Friends, observe the scenario carefully. Narayani Sena had never lost any battle and had the reputation of winning the toughest battles. Kauravas opted for this Narayani Sena. But before this, Duryodhan was disappointed that Krishna gave Arjun the first chance to select either unarmed Krishna or his Narayani Sena. He was scared that if Pandavas opted for the Narayani Sena, then Kauravas would have to take unarmed Krishna. And unarmed Krishna will be of no use. But to Duryodhan's surprise, Arjun opted for Krishna and not the Narayani Sena. Let us bring this example back to our investments. Narayani Sena is the portfolio. Even the best portfolio does not give returns when the markets fall. Same way, how much soever strong army you have, it cannot win a battle without a commander. Duryodhan lost the battle despite having the best army. Narayan did not take up arms, he just gave advice. Arjun won on the basis of Krishna's advice only. Listen carefully, friends. Battle starts. Arjun faints on the thought of attacking his own family. He thinks in his mind, how can I attack my master? Arjun drops the weapons there itself. He gets fever and becomes nervous. He refuses to fight. Had he selected Narayani Sena or a good portfolio, do you think he would win? No. Who helped Arjun to stand again when he was down and out? Timely advice gave him the courage to fight. Advisor is your friend. Advisor is your guide. Advisor is your teacher. The best part is that advisor saves you from yourself. Who was Yudhishthir's enemy? He himself. Pandavas understood this, and that is why they chose an advisor over army or portfolio. If you are fortunate to get a good advisor, it proves to be very helpful in the journey of successful investing, friends. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Thank you.
To watch more such videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme-related documents carefully.